everybody, my name is Gary Perone. I'm the general manager of the Staten Island Ferryhawks. Right now we're currently in the second half of our season. Some great talent as well as off the field that will help make going to the ballpark a truly satisfying experience. At Staten Island University Community Park, all the game in front of the camera, guiding us through show, inning by inning, segment by segment. Before we get into the show, here's a little bit about myself. Raised in Brooklyn, but landed on Staten Island. I went to St. Finbar's, Bishop Ford High School, and St. Francis College. I've been in this field for 22 years. Well, that's enough about me. We have plenty to get to. Looking back at the past 2 weeks from the Dayhab crew, so let's play ball.
Hi, my name is Grace.
Hey, Grace.
I was wondering, do you have any superstitions?
Well, sometimes during a game, if we have a very good inning and I'm standing in a certain place, I don't move.
Really?
Yes, yeah, because sometimes if I move out of place, maybe that won't happen, so we always try to stay there. But
Okay.
if we're having a bad inning, I'll walk all around the ballpark.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Yeah.
What is your favorite baseball movie?
Well, my favorite baseball movie is Field of Dreams, because they always say if you build it, they will come. And it gives you a good, valuable lesson too in trying to, have persistency and go forward. And in the movie, when they say, chase your dreams, and he did, and then it was a great scene in the movie.
Hey Gary, what's your favorite food after the game?
My favorite food after the game, well, we got so much good food during the game. I try not to eat after the game because I'm trying to watch my weight. But I would say my go-to is pizza. I love pizza.
Good, nice.
Nice, you like that? You like pizza too?
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, good. Maybe we'll go for pizza one day.
We'll try.
Okay, good. All right, sounds good.
Does Pete Rose or Barry Bonds belong in the Hall of Fame?
Wow, that's a good question. I think if we base it upon their baseball career and what they did on the field versus off the field, then yes, they belong in the Hall of Fame. But we can't look at, people make mistakes sometimes, and sometimes they need to be forgiven as well. But I think, based upon their body of work and their impact on the game and the record books, one day they'll have to consider putting another wing of the hall there for them.
That's nice.
Right?
Maybe you'll be in the Hall of Fame one day.
That'd be nice. I would like that. I would like that. In building the organization in the beginning, we really wanted to get the best people that we knew personally to kind of interview for the job. So when we interviewed our managers, Edgardo came out as our #1 choice. Nelson, he was a natural fit because of him being from New York City and also being from Brooklyn. And then Eddie Medina locally. Eddie played in the independent league for a long time. So having the history of him with St. John's playing independent ball, you need to really use your network in order to really build a roster and team. So we were able to begin this way this year by reaching out to the people that we know that were looking for work. And then what we do on a daily basis is we scour the waiver wire every day. So there's players that are being released all the time, and we want them to come and play here on Staten Island. So that's how we formed this year's team. And then throughout the course of the year, you're going to see different faces coming in and out. And that's how we got the beginning started. Being in the Atlantic League, which is my first time being here, when you're in the minor league system and you work for an affiliate club, they send you all the players. So you have nothing to really worry about. But when you are working in the Atlantic League, the goal is to give everyone, and I always say, like, even the ballpark and having a new team on Staten Island, it's a second chance, it's an opportunity. And so we provide that second chance and opportunity to players to kind of get back in, give them real professional, high-level experience, and with the hopes that, we work on behalf of 30 major league clubs. So what happens is if I have a good player and I tell a farm director or I tell a scout that we have someone, that's really progressed and is playing at a higher level, there could be an affiliate team that needs to have someone on their roster, especially this time of year going into postseason and everything else, they look for better players to bring in. So we're hoping that some of the players that we have could fill their needs. I remember back in January, earlier this year, I got a message from Howard Megel. Howard writes for Sports Illustrated, but he covers women's sports, and then Jonathan Mayo from MLB.com. And knowing USA Baseball, because I've been involved with them, watching them play and keeping an eye on that as well. For years I've always promoted women's baseball. For years I've always got behind doing more programming, improving the game, and giving people opportunity. When they told me about Kelsey and I, we spoke on a Sunday, and the first conversation we had was like 2 hours, and it was like I got to know her over the phone first, and as we went forward, I did our due diligence, and I spoke to our ownership and coaching staff and explained to them, I think we found someone who needs to be with us. And then Kelsey and I, we continued talking over a 2.5 month span, And then when time came, I said, we need to sign Kelsey. She's a special person. She's very articulate. She works harder than most people I know. And like she says, she likes to get after it. And that's the truth. And with Kelsey, she's been a real inspiration for women and young girls who play baseball. But more importantly, the thing that I've noticed the most is young boys respect her. Players on other teams respect her. You know, to go out there and be the first person to do it at this level, which is the highest level any female players have played on, gives her some, credibility. And just recently at the All-Star game, they featured women in baseball, and Kelsey was featured in that. And it just goes to show you that you meet special people along the way. And like we talk about her athletic ability, she's really good at what she does. But I think as a baseball lifer and someone that's going to be a face of women's baseball, we couldn't have chosen a better person, not just for baseball in general on a national scale, but locally here on Staten Island, because baseball is so prominent. We know how Little League is out here. We know how softball is, and we know that having someone like Kelsey be a face of that for us is great. And I'm really proud of the organization for having her with us. And I truly, like I tell her all the time, I said I love her because I see great things for her coming forward. When Team USA calls and you're playing for your country, you have to go. And when Coach Veronica Alvarez called me about Kelsey going to play, I said she has to go. It was great for her to go back and bond with the girls that she's played with. But she'll be back here August 2nd. August 2nd, we're going to be having our Women in Sports and Business Night. It's kind of a celebration for all the women in sports and local entrepreneurs and local business owners that are here on Staten Island to come out. Kelsey's going to lead a panel along with some people from ESPN, MLB Network. We'll be there as well. So that should be a lot of fun. But the rest of the season, we have some great promotions coming up. One of the things locally, Eric D'Alessandro will be coming out on August 4th. August 2nd, as I mentioned, was Women in Baseball. Then we have August 12th, which I'm really looking forward to, is our Italian American Heritage Night. And this year we kind of did it a little bit differently, where we changed the name of the team. And this year we're going to be known as we're going to celebrate Italian delicacies. So we're going to be called the Staten Island Gabagools. And because no one knows how to say capicola, is it capicola, gabagool? We don't know. So we went with Staten Island Gabagools for this year. So we're going to have great food in the ballpark. It's going to be like we're bringing the feast from Manhattan to the ballpark. So we have that. So in this coming week, coming up, we have so many great things planned. But every Saturday night, we like to look at the ballpark now as a club. It's a party every time you come now, and fireworks on Saturday. So it's really great. And for the kids, we know for the kids on Sundays, it's all about them and the families. So we have a hashtag that we use all the time. It's the Ferryhawk family, and we love to see everybody in Hawk City. Strike three, Grace 10314 is out. It's commercial time. Don't go away. Ball four, the Dayhab crew walks us back to the show.
Hi, my name is Jenna Coningsburg from Grace 10314, coming to you live. And today we came into the Staten Island Ferryhawks at the baseball game.
Hey, what's up everyone? It's Top of Honor with Gotham Trinity. Great to have you along with this episode of Grace 10314. This segment, we are at the Staten Island Ferryhawks home, Hawk City, at the Staten Island University Hospital Community Park, located in the St. George section of Staten Island. Joining me now is one of the owners of the Ferryhawks, Eric Shuffler joins. Eric, how are you, sir?
I love morning baseball, so I am super excited. I mean, look at the view we have, a gorgeous field, getting to be with some great kids. It really doesn't get much better than this.
Now let me ask you, not often are we doing morning baseball this
Yeah.
season. Is that correct? Is this a special occasion? What's the special occasion for morning baseball?
We do a couple a year. We have 2 this year. We have a business networking special. I think we're gonna do a lot more next year. You know, they're a change of pace. It lets bring in camps. Maybe lets people play hooky for a day from work. For the players' perspective, if they go on the road, our guys are going to Kentucky. It's a 12-hour bus ride. So by getting done at 2 or 3 o'clock is a big difference versus a night game where they're heading for a 12-hour ride at 11 p.m. So there's a lot of benefits to it.
There was a lot that went into getting started here in St. George. From the field was such an undertaking. Give me just a broad brush of what it was like getting ready for the season.
I tell people it's not what you saw that was the biggest problem, it's what you didn't see. You know, it's as if the former team went out for dinner and never came back. I mean, there was literally, notes on the wall, pizza boxes, as if someone said, hey, we're coming back, and then the league ended. You know, the stadium hadn't been used for 2.5 years. We're right on the water. So everything took a toll. The field was overgrown with weeds, mechanical systems hadn't been used, there was no staff, there were no players. There was a dream and there was this concept that Staten Island loves its sports, it loves its sense of community. We have the best view of any ballpark in the country, and how do we build something that the community really feels a part of? And, my partner in this is John Katsimatidis, and he said from day one, he said, Eric, remember, this isn't about baseball just about. We're an entertainment company. So it's how do you get a stadium ready, find players, and also remember in the back of your head, we're trying to build out bigger than baseball. When I talk to a lot of people in Staten Island, a lot of people are like, hey, I've never been to the stadium. Or maybe I went to a game. You really ought to have a concert. You really ought to have a graduation. I wish my Little League teams were playing there. So we're doing a lot of that, and the future is really bright for here, and it's really exciting for Staten Island because this venue is going to become a year-round entertainment destination that's Staten Island's own.
Concerts, I know you had, I think it was 6 to 8 graduations this 2022 season. Talk to me about the support. In order to do that, you need great help. You need great people working for you behind the scenes. Talk about that process from beginning to now. I'm noticing from being here at the very first game, their staff has increased tremendously. I mean, there's Ferryhawks shirts all over the place. Talk about that process a little bit as getting the proper staff to help support and be ready for that growth that you're talking about.
When people talk about the challenges, we also went through this in COVID. I always tell the story. The guys' socks and belts didn't arrive on opening day. We have kitchen equipment that's still in shipping containers in China, I think. So you're ordering stuff to get ready without any real idea if it's going to arrive on time. It creates all these planning challenges. Then you're in the middle of COVID hiring when your people are saying, are you sure you're actually going to have a field? So you get better every week, and we're not where we want to be, and I'm going to accept nothing less than continual improvement every week. So where we are to where we've been, the staff is super friendly, the food is vastly improved. I hear that from fans all the time. But we're learning, and the operation is getting better, but it's hard. We're lucky, we have a lot of Staten Islanders who work for us. This is not a business you get rich in, so our staff is here for passion. It's not a business I'm here to get rich in. John and I are here to build something great on Staten Island. But there's people say, oh my God, Eric, this must be so fun. You're running a baseball team. I'm like, I'm not sure this is super fun. And I'm not running a baseball team. We're running an entertainment hospitality business. So you worry about sales and food, and does people show up on time, and is the food delivered? And are people returning phone calls? Our product happens to be baseball, and I love baseball, but we're much more than that. But at the end of the day, it's still about watching a kid and their parents be here and watching a kid smile and saying, wow, this was a special day. And that's why we do it.
You mentioned about the importance of the community, the Staten Island community in particular. The Staten Island business community happens to be here today. In fact, there's along the concourse, as you can see, are a lot of local businesses that are the lifeblood of Staten Island, and I'm sure you can agree, Eric, that it's important to get them involved, and it sounds like you're doing as such. So talk about how an event like what you have today is important to the growth of the Ferryhawks brand.
Every time we do an event and we can get a business here or a Little League or Grace or another group, those people are going home and saying, I had a great experience. Those will multiply and we'll build support that way. But we can't succeed with Staten Island and the Ferryhawks. We're together. We're linked. We can't succeed without each other, and we appreciate that. So all of our efforts are geared at how do we make the stadium accessible from a financial point of view? How do we make it fun? How do we make it worthwhile for Staten Islanders to come here? I'd say there are a couple things that have been so heartening for me. The amount of businesses and people who are here saying, Eric, I'm going to buy an outfield sign, or I'm going to bring here because I want you to succeed. Staten Island wants this to work. So I'm going to invest, not because maybe it's the best marketing thing I ever did, but because I believe in this product. And those are people who are our partners. And that is really heartening. The amount of people who come here during the game and say, I'm so glad you guys are here. Like, it's great that I can bring my grandparent or my son or daughter or brother and have a nice night out. Like, that's the why of why we do things.
Eric, let's talk some baseball. We talk business, we talk community, we talk personnel.
Love
we
talking
talk
baseball.
But we're here for baseball. I mean, we're here to enjoy this beautifully hot day in July. But how about the progress of the team? Talk about the players. Some players getting plucked away. Recently in the news, Kelsey Williams taken away for Team USA, women's baseball. What amazing news for her. It's been amazing to watch her and watch her growth so far. Talk about the baseball a little bit.
It was a rough start, a new team. The weather was brutal in the area. We had a rough first half, but our league plays in 2 halves. So we're in second place right now. But we've got some amazing stories. We got Vinny Aiello coming back from Tommy John surgery, a Tottenville High product. Years in the big leagues with the White Sox in their minors. Kelsey Whitmore. I always say Kelsey Whitmore is a baseball player who happens to be a woman. And that's amazing. And the guys and the players treat her like that. We've got Edgardo Alfonso, Nelson Figueroa. We've got a lot of great players. Dilson Herrera, former Met. We're enjoying every minute that we have them here on Staten Island.
Mr. Shuffle, the future is bright here at the ballpark, here in St. George, and for the team, and for the community, and for the Grace Foundation, friends and family, of course. Mr. Shuffle, once again, we appreciate your time. Thanks so much for having it, and we're looking forward to coming back and watching more baseball.
A lot to do with the Ferryhawks and Grace together, so thank you all.
Stay tuned, much more from the Grace Foundation and the Staten Island Ferryhawks.
Come on, Jessica. Come on, Grace. There you go, Ant. We're running. Okay, Kenny. We're running. Grace, go around. Squatting, guys. We're squatting. Steven, let's go. Squat. Let's go. Focus.
Hello, I am Zainab from Grace 10314. Today we are making bacon, egg and cheese, bagels, and sausage, egg and cheese bagels. We are using turkey sausage, turkey bacon, American cheese, eggs, bagels, Goya all seasoning, and ketchup.
From Grace 10314. I'm going to scramble the eggs and then cook them on the stove with the Segoy powder.
What's up guys, it's Nico from Grace 10314, and I'll be putting the bacon on the tray.
I need to put the bagels on the tray.
just made my sandwich.
They're changing the picture again. Time for a TV timeout. The Dayhab TV crew knocks it out of the park with this next segment. Let's check it out.
Thanks for having us here, Nelson.
My pleasure. Welcome.
So, who was your favorite player growing up?
My favorite player growing up, that's twofold. I love the New York Mets, the 86 Mets in particular. So Dwight Gooden was my favorite pitcher. And then, of course, Howard Johnson, because he was small like me and he could switch it with power. So I grew up loving him.
Any pre-game ritual?
I had a bunch. I'm very superstitious. So if I did something right last time, I tried to do it again. So if my socks were inside out, I wore my socks inside out. If my shirt was the wrong color, I still stayed with the same undershirt. A lot of little different things because as baseball players, we're superstitious because we're trying to win.
Yeah, my name is Vincenzo Aiello, and I'm a pitcher here at the Ferryhawks.
Favorite place to eat at Staten Island?
There's a lot. There's definitely a lot. Outside of my own house, outside of my kitchen, because I love to cook, I'll say Patrizia's on Staten Island.
Great. What do you prefer to play on grass or turf?
I feel like I have to say turf because our home field is turf. But growing up, we played on both, so I'm happy to be on a baseball field. But I do like our turf mound. I do like our turf field.
Thank you.
Of course, thank you.
Which is harder to hit, a 95 miles per hour fastball or a curveball?
No, actually, it's harder to hit a curveball. Most hitters can hit fastballs. It all depends how many times they see the fastball. When it comes to the curveball, the spin, the speed, the difference in variation of curveballs makes it more difficult to square up the ball. So it's a round ball, a cylindrical bat, and you're trying to square it up, which is very, very difficult.
Favorite baseball movie?
Sandlot. I love the Sandlot because I love the kids. I love watching the kids have a good time.
Who is your role model?
My role model has to be my mom and dad. The hard work, perseverance. They tried to raise me the right way and make me very appreciative of all the blessings I was given.
What's your pre-game ritual?
I like to run. I go see our trainer. Down there, you can see the bands on the fence. So we'll do a little circuit with that, and then we just throw and do whatever we have to do to get ready for the game.
How many stitches are on the baseball?
Oh, man. 108.
Correct.
Yes, there we go.
How many stitches are on a baseball?
Oh, I get this question all the time. Let's go with 108.
Probably, you're probably on the spot, or it could be more than that.
It's 108, right? I make the mistakes every now and then to say 216 because I double it because it depends which side you hold it on. That's what I always say. But 108, that's the right answer.
Strike three. Grace 10314 is out. It's commercial time. Don't go away.
Hey golf fans, Grace family, Grace supporters, it's time to tee off. It's never too early to start thinking about the IRAC golf outing, presented by Roy and Lisa IRAC, with Bill Ferry and Peter Rotolo and Ken Quinn. It's commemorating the memory of Anthony IRAC in conjunction with the Grace Foundation. Tee off on Friday, October 7th at the Silver Lake Golf Course, with the proceeds benefiting the New York Firefighters Burn Center Foundation, along with the Grace Foundation. Not sure about going? Check out the great highlights from last year. Interested in purchasing a foursome? Sponsorship opportunities? Purchase a raffle or two? Lunch? Click the link in that caption and join us Friday, October 7th at Silver Lake Golf Course. Shotgun start at 9 a.m. with breakfast on the go. Enjoy barbecue for the snack on the turn. Other food surprises at various holes, and of course, the beverage cart. Lunch and awards to follow at Max's Esca at 1 p.m. at 1559 Richmond Road. Anthony Iraci was a devoted family man and a New York City first responder. He became an NYPD detective and served as a 9/11 first responder. Shortly after, he changed paths to serve as a firefighter assigned to Engine 155. We golf with the memories of lives that have been lost, such as Anthony Iraci's, along with so many first responders. Therefore, a portion of the proceeds will benefit New York Firefighters Burn Center Foundation, along with the Grace Foundation of New York.
And we're back, bottom of the ninth. 2 on, 2 out. Let's see how the show wraps up.
On this episode with Dan on the Street, Dan meets up with St. George Theater's very own Doreen Cugno and Luann Sorrentino. Next on Dan on the Street.
We're about to meet Dan on the street, yeah. D-A-N, Dan on the street, yeah. Talking anything with Dan on the street, yeah. D-A-N, Dan on the street, yeah. 10314, just knock on Grace Foundation's door. If you really want to meet Dan on the street, yeah. Dan on the street.
And in today's episode of Dan on the Street, we're here at St. George Theater in downtown Staten Island. We're with Doreen Cugno and Luann Sorrentino. Thank you for having us. Thank you for being our host today. We're also with the Dayhab crew with Matthew and Rachel. So thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
This theater is such a gorgeous place and such a gem on Staten Island. Could you tell us and start off a little bit about your mom's story and how everything got started here?
Our mom loved coming to the St. George Theater as a child, as a teen, as an adult. And when she began teaching, she had her dance recitals here back in the 60s. The theater did fall on hard times in the 70s, 80s, and so on. So at that point, you had to find another venue. It was in 2003 that the developer at the time approached us, first about purchasing the theater, which we couldn't afford, and then they wanted to donate it to a nonprofit. So that's where we collectively thought about, let's start a nonprofit organization and let's save this theater. And my mother especially had such a passion for this place and felt it needed to be saved because Staten Island deserves it. There's nothing else like this for our borough. So here we are today. It took a village, 3 ladies at a village, and here we are today with you lovely people.
So tell us who are some of the divas you have had perform. Give us juicy details.
Oh.
We've had a few good divas that have gone through the St. George Theater.
I'm a diva. I'm a diva.
Divas, I would say the biggest diva.
Diva is a female version of a hustler.
Yeah.
Of a hustler.
Good tune.
Beyonce. That's from Beyonce.
Well, we haven't had Beyonce, but Diana Ross was a big diva that came through here. We had her twice. And Juicy Detail, she wanted everything in that dressing room to be white. White walls, white everything. It was beautiful. And then Katie Lang was quite a diva. Patti LaBelle was a diva. We're all in a good way. We loved having all of them.
Absolutely. Yeah. Liza Minnelli.
Liza Minnelli's one of my favorites. She was great. She kept saying, "Where are the girls? I want to talk to the girls." And Doreen and I would come out and chit-chat with her.
So most recently, you guys had your gala, and you had some great featured guests. You want to share a little?
Great night. So it was the Blues Brothers with Dan Aykroyd and Jim Belushi, and they brought the house down. It was a great night.
Great music, great energy. It was just good to be back in person with everybody.
Where does St. George go from here? What is in store for the fall and winter?
Well, a lot of renovations. We're restoring the beautiful interior of this movie palace. So it's the ceilings, and it's the murals, and it's the walls, and the marble, and the woodwork, and the chandeliers. And to make that happen, we have to build a lot of scaffolding, which is happening right now in the back of the theater. And this will continue for at least another year. We'll be closing the stage for a few months here and there to get the work done. But we will continue with programming. We're going to have amazing shows, from comedy to concerts to family shows.
And the best way for people to be able to find those shows is online?
Online, our website, St. George Theater, spelled RE.com. Make sure it's our official website. Or calling us and becoming on our mailing list. And we send emails out on a weekly basis.
The big Christmas show. We're looking forward to it. So can't wait to come out for it. Are there any special details you could share this year about it?
Not yet. It will be exciting. It will be very exciting. That's the show where we have 150 performers and musicians and stagehands here, all to bring on a really fun, beautiful, spectacular holiday show. It's with music and dancing and acting.
It sets the whole holiday season.
It does.
It's a wonderful tradition.
Stars Santa and Mrs. Santa, and there's rag dolls and elves. It's really fun for the family.
From all of us at Grace and what we're doing with Dan on the Street, we really thank you. Thank you again for letting us into this gem of a place in New York City. You guys are doing incredible work. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And Doreen and Luann from the St. George Theater, and thanks to our co-hosts here with Matthew and Rachel. I'm Dan.
All right, that's it. Grace 10314. Dayhab team did a great job at the play today, and the pitching was fantastic all around. Great team show. Thank you all for watching today. And thanks to the Grace Foundation of New York for having me, Gary Perone, as the guest host for today's show. Remember, please log on to ferryhawks.com to check out when we are playing next at Staten Island University Hospital Community Park. And be sure to get your tickets there, as we're honoring the Grace Foundation on August 14th. So please come on out and support the Grace Foundation, and let's all get together, Staten Island. Thank you.